What's going on? Ike Diaz live. You're live at Ike Diaz. It goes down. The place to be. There it goes. I was like waiting for it to kick on, guys. Say hello to everybody real quick.
Denver Health has been at the heart of our city for
hold on.
50 years, building our community with family and school-based health centers. We're here for everyone, no matter who you are or where you're going. We're Denver Health. We're with you for life's journey. We're with you for life's journey.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about that, guys.
I thought I had everything turned down. Like I had my other phone on. Know what the deal was with that? Crazy phones, man. I turned my phone down like 3 times and it still went off. And you can hear that perfectly. When you hear it from my phone, you can hear it perfectly. But when I have somebody call in, it's always distorted. Or when I try to call on somebody else's live stream, it gets like distorted. So hopefully it's coming in okay for you guys on the other end. Let me know if the sound's coming in, guys. I'll wait a few minutes and I'll give everybody a shout out real quick. Lady Lacey, what's going on? I just seen you pop in right now. I'm trying to reset this up real quick because I left the speaker on my phone when I started, like normal, like I always do. But I really did try to turn it down. So I have 4 topics for today that I want to talk about because it's been a while. Is it sound? Oh, sound good? Thank you, Lady Lacey. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure because my phone speaker was on, so it was echoing at first and playing the commercial in the background, which was kind of a headache. Playing a commercial. Let me just set this up real quick. I was trying to go on, set it for 12 o'clock. Hey, it's my life, DD. What's going on? Retracted your message again. Always doing that. I was trying to set this for noon, but on the, on when you go live now, it says you could set up your time, but I couldn't find the option to set up the time. So it was pretty crazy. So just give me a second here, guys. I'm just trying to type this information back in for the description. I'm putting the links and stuff in there. Excuse me. Ike Diaz live, the place to be, guys. The only place to be. I'm gonna read the chat real quick with you guys. Okay, so let me see. Why is it a LOL that I'm live right now? It's my life with DD. And you met a local YouTuber last night, Lance Stewart. He is cool. That's cool. So Eye Level Awakening, how you doing? I know you were here way early, so hopefully you come back. Shit. Sorry about that. I'm dropping stuff on the floor and being a goofball. Jeez. That wasn't very cool. That wasn't very cool at all. That wasn't very cool. Sorry about that, guys. So Eye Level Awakening, hello. I can't hear it for some reason. There it goes. There we go. Reggie's up in here. Team FE. Sonia, what's going on, Sonia? We had a few people waiting. Every time I go, there's always a bunch of people waiting. Charlie Sheen, hello. Gina, hey Gina, ain't seen you for a while either. Long, what's going on? I was shocked to see you in here. I hope you're still here. And Lady Lacey coming by the party like always. Ike Diaz live. Yeah. This last week, it's my life with Dee Dee. I've been trying to figure out how to use the. So I'm going to talk about that right now. I've been trying to figure out how to use the programs, and I have a new program on my phone for editing. And or Didi, I was working on the that when I talked to you last time, so I was kind of frustrated with all of it. So I didn't go on for like a week, but I finally did my first video, and it's on KBLP LLC 4. I edited it and I put it on there. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll have it in the link, the description. It was a confidence trail video, so yeah, it's a little bit more harder than I thought it was gonna be because like Hangouts was really easy. You just logged into Hangouts and you went and you were live. You know what I mean? But now that they have this new system going, it don't work like that. With this new system, Hangouts, this like you can screen share, you can do all kinds of stuff. With this new setup, you can't do any of that stuff. So it's kind of a headache. But I got some really interesting topics, and I was hoping oh, hold on, what's in it? Whoa, there. Oh, Maurice, Jackie Morris, hello. And Eye Level Awakening, I was hoping you're here because I've been doing some research on what we had talked about last time you were here about the extra landmass around the flat plane. So I did look into it. I look into everything that everybody asks me to. You know what I mean? Like every time somebody brings something up, I get all interested and I go deep diving and I try to figure out as much information on it. But you know what? We there is a lot to that. You know what I mean? I still believe in the ice wall, but there's a lot more to it that's being um a lot more information that could be brought to the table. And if you don't know Eye Level Awakening, make sure you go by their channel and check them out. They have some really interesting theories. I don't argue with anybody about their theories. Like when somebody tells me a theory, I always like to go look into it because I never know what I'm going to find out. You know what I mean? I never know. There's so much information. Oh, Dee, did you just go live right now too? I just seen you popped up. Let me see. Crazy Dee Dee. So, Lady Lacey, did you figure out any more information for Dallas? I think that I'm gonna go ahead and end up getting the motel because I talked to my brother, and my brother in Texas, and I think that that might be the route I'm gonna be going, is getting a motel down there when I'm in Texas. So I don't know if you came across anything else, Lady Lacey. Man, why does it always do that? Like, man, that irritates me. That truly irritates me. It goes from we had like 10 people waiting, now there's like 3 people. I just figured out how I'm getting new tires next week. Oh, so you haven't made any plans for where you're gonna stay at when you're in Texas, or the situation? I hope I said hello to everybody. If I missed you, I'll make sure to go back later and say hello because, like I said, we had a lot of people waiting in the chat. No, not yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with either a Motel 6 or a Quinta. My brother wants me to stay at his house with him, but I'm kind of weird, so I don't stay anywhere. So it's like I got to figure out what I'm doing. So right as of right now, it's probably the Quinta or Motel 6, because you know that motel that they have, it's like $150 a night or something. Yeah, I'm trying to get my brother to go with us to the conference. So I'm trying to get him to go down to the conference, but they're not in the FE movement. So, I've been talking to them about it. So hopefully we can get them moved over and talk to them about it. You know what I mean? So I'm real pumped up. I'm real excited. The only thing, like I said, plane tickets already taken care of, and the ticket, my son already bought the ticket for me. So everything's already pretty much squared away. The only thing, like I said, I was waiting on was the situation on, on where I'm going to stay. But like I said, I pretty much figured it out. It's either going to be a quinta or it's going to be a Motel 6 where I always stay. I know people trip out at me because I stay in Motel 6s and they're kind of rough, but they're the best price, so that's why I always stay in Motel 6s. Whenever I'm on the road traveling, I'm always in a Motel 6. So I have actually five things I wanted to talk about today. Like I know I've been off all week, guys, and I know everybody's used to me going on at least 3 or 4 times a week, but I've really been trying to figure out how to use these new programs. I got Streamlab, and I have what's the other one? iLevel Awakening. What's going on? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Because I actually been doing some research about like like I was saying, I've been doing some research about the land that your idea of the map. You know what I mean? Like, whenever somebody tells me something new that I don't know, I always try to look into it as quick as possible. And so I spent a lot of time researching it, and because it does make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like what you were saying about the extra landmass around us. So that's one of the topics I want to bring up today. Like I said, I got extra topics today because I've been off all week, and I'm just trying to learn these programs, guys, so I can edit. Like I said, if you go to KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, you can check out my first video that I edited. I did a confidence trail video. It's only like 2 minutes long, and you could check it out. It's pretty cool. I may play it here. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike on it because it's my video, but I may play it here. It was pretty good. It was the first video I actually edited. So oh shoot. Okay, so hold on, let me see them. Oh, it didn't come. I'm waiting on a code for. So I did look into that. So make sure you check out that. Let me know what you guys think of the video I did. Like I said, it's the first video I've ever edited before. I've never actually edited videos before. My daughter usually does the editing when we do edits and stuff like that for the videos we do. So it was the first time. It's kind of like a step-by-step program thing. So it's pretty cool. And I did it on a confidence trail. So I filmed because I film all the confidence trails, and I do all the moons and the sun and all that stuff. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, oh yeah, but this program. Let me tell you what the program's called. You could download it on your phone. It's called. I don't know if you may have it already. It's really easy to use. It's called Video Shop, and it's free. And we have some editing software already that my daughter uses, but that was the first time I used Video Shop. So it's like if you're just doing like up to an hour videos, I think that those are pretty cool to use. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things I want to talk about is medication, how they control everybody with medication now. And then I want to talk about, of course, the landmass outside of the FE map that we're talking about, because that was like I have obsessive compulsive disorder. So iLevel Awakening, when you brought that up, I've been thinking about that ever since the last live stream that we did. Hello to everybody. And then I have a Mandela. I don't like to do like a Mandela effect because I know Stavely does awesome, you know what I mean, with all the Mandela effects and fetal helix and a bunch of the other guys. They do a bunch of them, but I have a really good Mandela effect, and and I only do ones that remind me of my childhood, and I'm gonna talk about that. So before I get into the landmass, I'm gonna bring up the medication thing real quick, guys. They're talking about like you know how they're saying people in the truth community are like a hazard to everything. You know what I mean? I don't want to say all those words. I'm trying to think of some key words here to to throw off the algorithms, but they're trying to say that people have like people in the truth community are a problem, and I think that one of the reasons they're dishing out all that medication, and they have been dishing out all that medication, so if they do turn around, you know what I mean, like really think about it, guys. You know, you heard of Pablo Escobar and all these big time guys in the past, but who's really the biggest drug dealers of all time, guys? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty plain to see, you know. So um, that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I think they're gonna try to combine that with um, people on the air. You know what I mean? They're gonna say, well, oh, look at this person's on medication, and that's why they're having, you know, these issues or whatever, or you know, because they're throwing a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff they're throwing out there at us. You know what I mean? At the truth community. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty interesting because you know they're calling us, what are they calling us, you guys, Lady Lacey or Eye Level Awakening, Sonia? Remember Sonia, we were talking about that too, remember? Uh, I can't remember right now, but they're calling us they have a name for us now, like it's bad, it's not a good name, you know what I mean? It's for people in the truth community. So I mean, it's not as far as oh, okay. So Sonia kind of put it in there. That's what they're spreading around. It's going around crazy. Like every time I see any kind of feed, like I don't watch the news or anything, but every time I see a YouTube feed, a newsreel, like Yahoo pop up or anything pop up, that's what they're saying about. Um, and it's kind of messed up that they're saying that about us. But my whole thing is just moving forward. But the thing I'm saying with the medication is they're the ones, they're pushing it on us so that they could, it's part of the agenda, guys. It's part of the agenda 2035, agenda 21. You know, they push the medication on everybody, and then yeah. Yeah, Dad. Okay, so you're right. The troops in Afghanistan have been guarding the poppy fields. You know what I mean? They've been out there guarding. You know what I mean? America's in control of those poppy fields, and they're getting everybody hooked on the medication. You know what I mean? Like the medication that they're giving is basically heroin. You know what I mean? So it's like it's crazy that they. And they keep they're supplying they're giving it to everybody. You go into the doctor, your finger hurts, and they're giving you a prescription for that. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, and but really what they're trying to go after is like the antidepressants and anxiety medications, you know, along with the 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 opiates that are being supplied to everybody. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize how much of a mass scale that it was on. That you know, because I have some friends in West Virginia, and they say that it's massive out there with that. Like they're like everybody out there is like you got teen moms that are hooked on all that stuff. I know, and that's what their plan was. If you go back and look at Eye Level Awakening, You have flu vaccines where you're at. Yeah, I won't. I haven't took a flu vaccine for since I was like 14, I think, or something like that. I knew about that a long time ago. So I'm glad I'm 40 years old and I gave that up. And the pills, then they hook everybody on the oxys, and then their script runs out and they have heroin. It's sad, man. And just talking to a few friends, you got veterans that go and they come back and they're all hooked on that stuff, man. It's one of the craziest things, and and the only way that they're gonna get them off there is like, I heard Benjamin talking, and I don't think it clicks in his head. Like, he's awake to certain things, but as far as he brings up the medication every once in a while, he says that they put out the drugs and then they put out the cure for it. Well, he was talking about subs and methadone. Well, that once people are on subs and methadone, that they're on it the rest of their life. There's no cure for that, And they say the withdrawals from that stuff is harder than getting off the regular stuff. So it's just like a big circle that they're putting everybody through. It's a big recycle circle. So I'm gonna tell everybody a real quick story about, and you could take the story how you want. Like, I don't know, it's we really there was like 15, 16 people here, and now there's only like 6 or 7. I don't know what happened. Everybody was waiting too long. If they'd let me put the right time on here. So I'm not going to use. I'll use hamsters for this story. I tell this story all the time. So you take, and I know you guys have all heard this before. You take two. Everybody's probably even done this experiment. You take two. You take two sets of hamsters and 2 cages. They call it hair on because from the hair on out. Hey, that's a good one, man. I I say hair on my I talk a little weird, so my voice, some of the words I say are like everybody knows what I'm saying, but I say words a little weird. But so these hamsters, it's just a real quick story, guys, because I want to talk about the landmass outside of it, and I want to get some more in because I watched a bunch of videos on it, and I went to the library and I couldn't find no books on it on the extra landmass. Hey, Dirt Red Gaming, what's going on, man? Sorry, I didn't talk to you for a while, man. I haven't even. I called you one night because I really needed your help, but it was kind of late, dude. But so you got these hamsters, and they're both in 2 different cages. And in one cage, you got a bunch of hamsters. You got a family of hamsters. In another cage, you got a family of hamsters. So in one cage, they give them the exercise wheel. Okay, I gotta go. Thank everyone for being here. Have a good day. You better come back, Sonia. You better come back. No, but so in one cage, they're giving them good medication, they're giving them good water, they're giving them good food, they're giving them a chance to exercise. And in another cage, they're giving them bad medication. I know you'll be back, Sonia. They're giving them bad medication, bad food, bad water, and they're not letting them exercise. So, in you guys' honest opinion, what do you think happened? I know you guys have heard the story because it's I did this in college. When I was in college, we did this test, and but we did it with. I didn't want to say the other word. It wasn't with hamsters. So, what do you think happened to each of the cages, guys? It's just a real quick one, guys, that I wanted to throw out there real quick. I know I've told this story to Sonia. I think I told it to Dirt Red Gaming before. I'll give it a few minutes to see if anybody has an opinion on it. All right. So in the one with the where they were given the good medication to, the exercise, the good food, the good water, they prospered. They were having children. They were working out. They were building a community. So in the other one, I know it's a real simple thing, like it's like a story. I'm just trying Skinner question mark for Skinner because I don't know what you're saying. So in the other one, where they were giving them the bad medication, the bad water, the bad food, what do you think really happened to those ones, those hamsters? And it's pretty sad, but they all crumbled up and died. And what I think is you have a couple communities like you have the elite community where they get the best water, the best food, the best medication, and then you have the lower communities. Hey, Dirt Red Gaming, right on, man. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Uh, I know you've been doing your videos like at 3, 4 in the morning, man. Like right before I wake up, man. So I've been missing them, but I'll try to make sure that I'll stop by at least. You know what I mean? But thank you, Dirt Red Gaming. So in the other cage, that they got the bad medication, the bad water, the bad no exercise. They didn't prosper. They didn't have like the other ones. They had more babies. They built the community, and the other one they just shriveled. They lost all their emotion. They shriveled up and died, guys. And this is a proven test that you can actually you could do this test right now. You could redo this. You know what I mean? Experiment. It's an experiment you could do over and over and over, um, and the result is never going to change. You know what I mean? The results always going to be the same. So it's kind of scary. The reason I bring this up is because they push this medication on these communities, and you see all these people on medication, and it's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? And I talk to people that are on medication for certain things. You know, I've been talking to a lot of people over the last 10 years that are on, maybe 15 years, and trying to see the different things that they're on, and what effects it does for them and how it helps them. You know what I mean? And I'm at a point where almost everybody I meet is on something, whether it's like, yeah, I know it was I didn't want to say rat. You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't want to say that word. I just told it with the hamsters. You know what I mean? So I did it when I was in college. Like when I was in college, we did that, and like I said, it's the reason I brought it up is because it's repeatable, and I know everybody wants to know why I'm bringing up medication because I think it's all in, you take the confidence trails, you take the medication, you take all that stuff, and you put it all together, and basically it's that's how they're dumbing us down so that we don't figure out the true meaning of this life. You know what I mean? The true meaning, the true reason why we're here, why we are here, especially about the flat plane that we live on. You know what I mean? That they're keeping such a secret. You know what I mean? Like it's like taboo to talk about the FE movement. You know what I mean? Like it really is anymore, especially on YouTube, social media. I had posted on Facebook, and they didn't approve my message in one of the groups that I'm in. I'm only in one group I'm in a bunch of FE groups, but I'm only in one group that I communicate in. That is why I feed people for a living. I do make my customers' life better. Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing, Lady Lacey. That's awesome that you bring that up. I think that even with me, my whole thing is that and I cook once in a while. You know, I cook for my son because me and my son are like bachelors. You know what I mean? We live on our own, and 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 I tell my son, and I tell anybody, like if somebody comes over and I cook for them, I always say you got to cook with love. If you cook with love, it's going to come out good, and it's going to be nutritional, and it's going to help. Even though there's chemicals and GMOs and everything we eat, there's no way around it. You know what I mean? As long if you still cook with love, I think that you just like what you're saying. That's you feed people for a living, and you make your customers' life better. That's awesome, Lady Lacey. Like, so what I'm saying is, I know you believe in what you're doing, and you believe that when you do it with love and passion and care, and that's gonna travel on with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna move forward. That's gonna move forward. So the reason I wanted to start with that first, like I said, is because with the confidence trails, the medication, um, all the indoctrination from the school system, and then you take all the media from TV to music to everything. Like I'm trying to shut all that down. Like I'm trying to get away from it. The more I try to get away from it, sometimes like I've given up sports a few years ago, and everybody knows I've been a big Denver Bronco fan for my whole life. You know what I mean? And then you find out that's all rigged. You know, there was always the jerks and the over medicated. Yeah, you're definitely right. You hit it. You hit it on the dot. Like that's pretty crazy. So 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 back to this. Well, I hope eye level awakening, because I want to get some more, as much more input as I can on here, because I watched some of your videos, I watched some other guys' videos, but I didn't find any book. I found some more flat Earth books when I was at the library, but I didn't find any more books on any other maps besides the AE map. So I know I'm jumping straight from medication to um, I'll bring up medication again when because I'm doing a whole page on the medical field. So when I get that done, I'm gonna do I'll do a whole nother live stream just for medication. Like normally I focus on one thing every time I do a live stream, and then like today, like I said, I've been off for a week, so I have all kinds of ideas in my head. Like I have all kinds of stuff in my head that I want to talk about. And then, like I said, eye level awakening. Sometimes I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so sometimes things mess with me. Like if somebody tells me something, I'll be researching it for weeks and months. It's crazy. So, eye level awakening. Are you still here? Hey, Lady Lacey, have you heard of that? I don't know if you were here. I think you were here that last time. When eye level awakening brought up the fact that they think that um, not just the ice wall, but we're surrounded by more land. So I don't know if you've heard anything. Let me see. What'd you say? I'm stuck on the real ID. What does that mean, Lady Lacey? Yes, more land. My whole thought is that there is more land, but it's sounds like the speakers are like mic check. Ike Diaz live. You're live. Ike Diaz. It goes down. My whole thing before eye level awakening kind of talked to me about the land was that yeah, there is more land once you get past the Antarctic wall. That's what I've always figured on. You know what I mean? For the last 4 years, that's what I've researched. That's what I've studied. That's everything. That's what I've seen. I haven't seen anything different from that. Like I haven't seen anything else pop up um, that says anything different from the Antarctic wall. Because and on the last live stream we talked about Admiral Byrd, where he went over um, the Antarctic wall and he found there was more land, there was mammoth. I know we talked about this. He saw big mammoth. He saw there's all kinds of other living stuff. I know I start talking with my hands and people are gonna be like, he's throwing up signs and stuff. No, I don't even know any signs. But he said, just like a couple of other people mentioned, he could be controlled opposition too, But the only reason I don't think he was because it was so far back and he did it on PBS where nobody watched it. You know what I mean? Like nobody watched that channel, but that's how they soft release everything anyway. So that's part of why it's the new ID. Americans need to get to fly a plane or go in a federal building. It's a driver's license. I'm looking at the issue as a lot. Oh, my birthday is November 14th, so I have to get a new driver's license before November 14th. So my driver's license expires this year. so I have to get a new one. And I have my passport, but my passport's good. It's just my driver's license is not. So I have to get that before I leave for Dallas. Well, I'm going to Arizona next month, so I'm booked for a show in Arizona. I was hoping to get Eye Level Awakenings, but I know they were waiting because they were like here early in the morning. It's not the new ID is not required till next year. They probably have a chip in it, like the credit cards from the banks now, huh? I was gonna open up a new account where my son has his bank account because I need to get a new work truck, and I was gonna open up a bank account there so we can get a I kind of figured that. Yeah, but I don't want to. That's what scares me because where I'm at now, my my credit card, I don't have the chip in it. Where my son on his credit card, he has the chip in his credit card. Oh, my chat's just barely catching up right now, guys. I might have missed a. If I missed your messages, I'll see it right now because it's barely catching up with me. Because I went straight to the bottom. I didn't look at any of the top ones, but it's going through right now. But going back to that real quick, Lady Lacey. The like we heard. I always talk about Musk. I don't really like to, but even he said, everybody walks around with their cell phones. That's just like their chip. They're connected to it. It's part of like transhumanism. And that's something I'm really looking into a lot too because there's so much information on that. It's amazing. It's crazy. When you get to that level, the information on that is just it's through the roof. So where's everybody at? We got people in the chats. Everybody needs to say hello if you're here. Me and Lady Lacey are having a private conversation. It seems like. Thank you, Lady Lacey. You're awesome. I know Dee Dee was here with us, but she went and started her live stream. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that to where I could set it up to where, like I used to, where like if I was going to go on at 10 a.m. and it was still 6 in the morning, I was able to put 10 a.m. I kept trying to do that and it wouldn't work today. So I was like, forget it. Where are the experts at? Eye Level Awakening. Well, my whole, I'm looking into it still. Eye Level Awakening, but my whole theory still is the Antarctic wall, and then the landmass on the outside of it. That's why I was hoping to get some more information from you guys, like from Eye Level Awakening on that, because everybody I've heard, everybody I talked to, kind of says the same thing, like about the land on the other side of and Lady Lacey, I think you're saying the same thing right now, right? That it's on the other side of the Antarctic wall. Is that the way you feel? And to be honest, we don't really know anyway because we can't even get there, guys. We can't even get to those locations. That's what the craziest thing about it is. We can't even get to those locations. So it's like I'm sitting here trying to figure out like um, I've been on like Google Maps for like hours trying to look over across the whole flat plain. When I first got into this, I would spend hours on Google Maps trying to just go through it and try to get as much information as I can because Yes, more land. If there is a wall, I'm thinking the movie. The movie, Never Ending Story. I remember I ended up having to buy that movie for my kids because we loaned it to one of their cousins, and they never brought it back, and I ended up having to pay for it from Blockbuster on a VHS. You remember how much those were back in the days? I ended up buying all kinds of VHSs from Blockbusters because we ended up keeping them all the time. So they would just charge me for them. But the Never Ending Story, yeah, there's a lot of truth in the Never Ending Story. You know, truth in movies and TV shows, and the Never Ending Story is one of those. Well, you're probably not talking about the Never Ending Story. You're just talking about it in general, right? It's a never ending story. Like it, like in this whole thing that we're talking about, the land could just keep going and going and going, and we wouldn't know, right? Is what you're leaning towards? Are you talking about the movie in general? It's getting lunchtime, so I know we're gonna have a couple more people coming in. Remember, they had to go through the wall with the small opening. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen it. My kids are big now, so it's been so long since I've seen that movie. You got to remember, my youngest is 18 now, and I'm 40. I'm 41, so it's been a long time. I don't even think I watched that movie with my youngest one. Like, um, yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it too. Well, I just seen the video pop up. You remember the Dark Crystal? I guess there's all kinds of hints in there about the FE movement. That and I watched that Dark Crystal over and over and over when I was a kid. I guess they're remaking that movie, right, or something, the Dark Crystal. And I used to watch that over and over because that was like the only one we had on VHS that was like kid friendly, and it was actually kind of scary. They were like creepy creatures and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Flat Earth Kid, what's up, man? It's a infinite plane, bro. I think the ice wall is the red herring for IMO. Yeah, yeah. You're right, man. But what I was saying was that oh, the Dark Crystal. But Flat Earth Kid, Eye Level Awakening. I don't know if you've been to their page. Um, they think that instead of just the ice wall, they think that we're surrounded by landmass. And I've been looking into it. I spent hours at the library. You know, there's not much in the they updated all these libraries. They're all like brand new. So even if they had old books, they probably got through them all away. You know what I mean? If they had old books on the FE, because they're even the FE books there that used to be there, they're gone now. The FE books there that they have now were written in the last 10 years. But when I first started getting into this, the library actually had books that were like 100 years old. I had got a book from 1897 that I read, and it's no. I took it back. I should have kept it. Yeah, yeah. I've looked at that. That's a great theory right there, Flat Earth Kid. Because I don't want to bring up 33, but the 33 continents. You know how you looked at the map that has the 33 continents surrounding us, and I think that that's where a lot of the because I'm into the Nephilim and on the giants and stuff like that. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but but I think if in with the FE being part of the FE, I think that that's the oh, there's the code right there. Sorry guys, I just got the code for what you call it, and she just sent me a picture of the ID with the chip in it that Lady Lacey was talking about right now. See, I can't even screen share it. But I just gotta it's a Colorado one and it has the chip already in it, guys. So I guess, Lady Lacey, I guess they're already doing it out here in Colorado. They're already putting the chips and the IDs out here. I just got a text with it right now. But what do you guys think of, it would make, excuse me, it would make a lot of sense. We have to go. That's why we all got to get on and we all got to talk about this. And we got to, in my opinion, this is the best way to keep fighting it, is to go on live and keep fighting it. And then, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am running for mayor of my city. Um, I live in Northland, Colorado, and I'll be running for mayor in the next 3 or 4 years. So I'm gonna do what I can. You know what I'm saying? But um, the, even if I run for mayor, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be the mayor. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you remember me saying it, that I'm gonna run for mayor? My phone keeps ringing and ringing right now while we're on the air. I tell people if they call me while I'm on the air, they're gonna go on live with me. Yeah, so yeah, we have to fight it, and I think the confidence trails are one of the main things that we have to fight, guys. Like, I was in the grocery store yesterday getting a money order, and the lady in there, I've known her for like 20 years, and yeah, we are, and they're poisoning us, and nobody's trying to fight it. Nobody's trying to do anything about it. And people still, like, they've already came out and said those confidence trails are real. Oh shoot, I sent the code back too late, she said. But anyway, the confidence trails, like, they've already came out and admitted those are true, that's what's in them, that's what they're spraying us with. We're like bugs. That kind of leads back to the story I told earlier about the hamsters, you know what I mean? But I was waiting to see what Flat Earth Kid, did you have something else for that for the continents thing around us, for the landmass that we were talking about? I Lady Lacey, I live with them every day. Like, in between, like, little things, I'm sitting here blowing my nose like constantly. And I got this big boxer nose. You know what I mean? Because I'm a former boxer. So that's why I always sound stuffed up. And Colorado's bad. And then when they run there, because they mow right outside my window, shoot, that hits me bad. I'm sitting here sneezing, and it's crazy. They call it adult onset allergies now, because I used to only have seasonal allergies that ran from like March to July. Now the adult onset allergies run year round. They never stop. That's what's messed up. Yeah, in Tennessee, because it's like humid down there too, right? Tennessee is like humid, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Flat Earth Kid. There's not, and I don't believe it's a jungle down in Tennessee. One of the places I worked at for a long time. His second house is in Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee too. I don't know if you ever heard of Chubby's out here in Colorado, but the owner out here. We were just at Chubby's yesterday, but the owner out here, he lives in Tennessee. His second house is in Tennessee, but yeah. But Flat Earth Kid, racked your brain for a minute and you can't picture an edge. There's not an edge. You know what I mean? Oh, you almost worked it. Is there a Chubby? There's a Chubby's in Tennessee, right? Yeah, there's a because Julian, the owner, he lit his first house is out here. I've been working there since I was like 14 years old. I don't know if you would want to work at Chubby's, Lady Lacy. Trust me. But we were there yesterday. It was the bomb. Yeah, yeah. I guess. Yeah, I remember him because I was actually going to go out there. I was going to go to Tennessee to help get the store started. I was one of the volunteers to go out there just to get it started. Then I was going to come back. Yeah, you make more money at the Waffle House. Chubby's don't pay a lot. No, no. Getting back to Flat Earth Kid, there is no edge. Like it has to go on and go on. Like or at least go to the firmament. You know, we like I live on 92nd, and our Waffle House is on 84th. And I used to go get the steak and eggs there. But when I travel, I usually stop at the Waffle House and get the steak and eggs. The world is a waffle. I know it seems like it. There's so much stuff going on. Like we're so like we're so we don't get so much information. Um we don't know about everything. You know what I mean? Like that's why I said we can learn every day. Like I learn from you guys all the time. And hopefully you guys can pick some stuff up for me once in a while, like but like I said before, everything that even like what I do is like parroting, rehashing information. You know what I mean? I don't like it's original content the way I say it, but in all reality, it's rehashing our parroting information. You know what I mean? So it's not like I try to get as much information. Oh, hey Beth, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the plates the other day for me and my son. That was awesome. But it is true the parroting and rehashing information. That's the way that's the way it is. Like I'm guilty of it, but I try to put it out to where it's as honest and I try to communicate it the best way I can. Because I don't want to come on here and give you guys wrong information. And if I do give you wrong information, I always ask everybody to let me know, and then I could look into it and try to figure out where I went wrong. Just like I said, Eye Level Awakening was the first one to ever tell me about the land masses instead of the Antarctic wall. But and I'm gonna keep looking into it. That's why I was hoping they'd say more real quick before we go. I just had, like I said, it's been a long week, and I've been trying to get the editing down, and I still have to. Oh yeah, yeah. I kind of freestyle when I do these lives. I get an idea and then I kind of freestyle it, and I read between the lines a lot. Like I was telling Sonia, I was saying that if I see like a news report, I just read between the lies. Like most people call it lines, I call it lies. And I kind of format my own story out of it, because you could like, especially with the mainstream media, you could just see the lies right off the bat. It just comes right at you now. Once you're involved in all this stuff, you can just see the lies. It's so crazy how the lies just hit you in the face. Like now, you know what I mean? Like for the asleep person, they just sit there and they just take it. They don't even say nothing. You know what I mean? They just that's the true story. That's what really happened. And like like I don't like the getting some of those things that happen, like they're all paid off. They're all paid off, and they can only talk about what they're programmed to talk about. I'm over here. I'm kind of arguing with the local guy here on the news. He had a ODD TV and another FE guy on his thing, and then he turned around and he did a confidence trail one with a dust cropper, and he goes, "Yeah, they're not real." And I'm like, I've already, because they put the number up and stuff. I've already called, tried to talk to him. He won't respond to none of my messages. I'm like, they gotta redo that story and tell the truth. You know what I mean? Because they're telling people, they're basically lying to people. I can't remember his name right now. I've mentioned it before on other live streams. All right. I know, lady. I'm 40 years old, Lady Lacey. I know you're not. You're probably way younger than me. I think you told me how old you are before, but I'm gonna go into one Mandela effect before I get out of here. It was good to get on here and say hello to everybody. I missed everybody because I've been off for a week, over a week. I think it's been a week and 2 days since I did a live stream. So I'm like, it's been pretty crazy. So I'm gonna do a Mandela effect real quick. Like I said, Brian Stavely, he's awesome at it. Photo Helix, all those guys that do Mandela effects, I always refer everybody to them for the Mandela effects. Like I said, I only get into them if there's something I grew up on as a kid. That's when I get into them. I want to talk about them. So real quick before we go, guys, this guy just recently passed away, Tom Petty. He redid a song, and I was about 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old, and I used to listen to this every night because it was on MTV. It was like the only thing on before I went to bed. And he redid a song called "So I Finally Ran Into Somebody." This morning I wasn't going to bring this up because I had everybody at KBLP LLC. We have like 20 or 30 podcasters at KBLP LLC, the station I work for. And I had all of them looking for this song, and they all remember it, but nobody could find it. He redid the Beatles song, "Strawberry Fields Forever," and so that's my Mandela effect. So we've been searching all over for that song. It is nowhere to be found. Tom Petty, and the reason I remember it so good is because Tom Petty was in a FE movie. You remember the movie Waterworld? I think that was based on the FE2. You know what I mean? Waterworld. So he was in that movie, and that's the main reason I remember this, because he was in that movie, and they kind of made a reference to the song. Do you remember that? Or do you remember the movie, or do you remember the song? It's "Strawberry Fields Forever." Strawberry Fields Forever. I know you know. Okay? Do you remember it by the Beatles, or do you remember it by Tom Petty? Because I'm serious. I used to listen to it all the time when I was a kid, and it was by Tom Petty. Tom Petty redid it. I remember him playing the guitar. Tom Petty, yeah. I remember him playing the guitar, re-singing that song. That's the only song I know by Tom Petty. That was the only song. But Lady Lacey, you could look it up. It's nowhere to be found. I've looked everywhere, and you would think that, hey Lolita, you would think that, yeah, it was played every day. It was played every day on MTV, not MTV, but we had a channel out here called Channel 12, And Channel Child was like the MTV before MTV. I was like 8. I was really young when it came out. But Strawberry Fields Forever by Tom Petty was their main song that they played. And if you could find it, I used to love that song, but I know it's about hair. We talked about Heron earlier. The song's about Heron, and it is one of those songs that has like brainwashing techniques in there too. You know what I mean? So every song's like that, though. Every song's that way. Actually, my daughter, I used to play it for my daughter when she was little, Lolita. I used to play it for all my kids when they were little, and then now it's completely gone. I know you're trying to Google it right now, Lady Lacey, but if you find it, that'd be amazing. But it's not available no more. Strawberry Fields Forever. All that's gonna come up is the Beatles. I don't know. All right, guys, it was awesome to be back. I'll put that Mandela effect in the link. I didn't want to write Mandela effect in the title, but you know what? They didn't really. Everybody's saying they're attacking the Mandela effect people, but because I'm Mandela affected, guys. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen like young kids come on like in their early 20s and say, "Oh, it's people with bad memories." That's what, and they got like 500,000 views. And I'm like, what the heck? They got 500,000 views, and they're telling people it's because of their memories. I'm like, these kids are crazy telling people that. Like, I don't even know what's wrong with them. I have no clue what the deal is with that. But they're really saying people have bad memories. So let me just thank everybody real quick so we can get out of here. I'm gonna order me something out to get. Notorious Hayes, thanks for stopping by. Math Solutions. Trent, thanks for being here. Reggie, I don't know if you took off, if you stood here or not the whole time. Jackie Morris, thanks for joining Ike Diaz Live. I know you're new today. I Live Awakening, right on for coming by. I want to get in a longer chat with you about the theories, and I will be by to watch more videos. Like I said, I've just been working on trying to learn this editing thing, and then I got to learn how to use double screen still. I still don't have that figured out, the Discord and all that, so that I could bring people on the live streams with me again like I used to. Sonia, thank you. Send me that code again. That way I could try to send it back. Charlie Sheen, thanks for being here. Gina, thanks for being here. Long, it's cool, man. I'm glad you came by because I know it's been a while since you've been by one of my live streams. Lady Lacey, you are awesome. You are amazing for always being here with me, for always backing me up. It's My Life with DD. I'll go by I'll go by and watch what you posted. I just stopped by for a second. Who else? Oh, Dirt Red Gaming. Thank you again, man. If you listen to this later, because I know you had to get back to work. Flat Earth Kid, you're awesome, man. It's always good to see you, man. I haven't even seen you in the live streams in other live streams because I've been so busy. So I'll post that in the description. I'll post it in the chat, the comments, and I'll pin it to see if anybody remembers Tom Petty, Strawberry Fields Forever, because I do. Here, I'm gonna even post it real quick right here before I go. Because I need to order me some food, some breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Strawberry Fields Forever. Lady Lacey, did you find it? I know you went to go look for it. That's why you took off. It's just straw. Here, I'm posting it right now. It's called Strawberry Fields Forever. And when you look it up, it'll show the Beatles. That's the only one. Well, you'll see a bunch of covers, but Tom Petty covered the song already. There it is right there. Flat Earth Kid. But it's dude, I used to, when I was like 9, 10 years old, I used to listen to it every night. I really did. And now it's like nowhere. It's nowhere to be found, man. I've searched all over for it. What the heck is that? No, I think the neighbors are taking a shower or something. Hope it's not too loud on you guys' end. But Lady Lacey, thank you. You're awesome for always being here. Lolita, I'll call you later. I hope you're feeling okay today. And Flat Earth Kid, check that out, man. Let me know, and I'm gonna put it in the comments, and I'm gonna pin it up so that way, I really don't get into the Mandela effects a lot because I know that they're real, and I know there's other channels that cover it. They do really good jobs at it. So that's why I don't really get into it. But guys, thank you very much. I'll be doing Ike Dog Music because I'm doing an interview with Frank Gotti. So make sure you check out Ike Dog Music if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Make sure you check out the Ike Dog Music channel and the interview with Frank Gotti. I'll have a song done with him on Saturday. I think we're doing 2 songs or something. I'm not sure. They called me last night because they wanted me on a couple songs for their new CD. So make sure to check that out, guys, and have a great night. I appreciate everybody who's been here. You guys are all amazing, and I'm very thankful and grateful for you all, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Have a great night, guys. Have a great morning. Have a great afternoon. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you later.